Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about if a guy pulls away, how long does it usually last before he comes back? And I know I made this video before, but I'm going to add a little more detail into this one, and I'm going to give you probably all the answers you need to for you to, I guess, formulate an idea on when you think he's going to return, if he does, and what does it actually mean. Yes, I'm going into that much detail. Now, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. If you want to work with yours truly, links are down in the description, okay? So, I am writing an article on this right now. I have it right here, which is kind of why I decided to make a video on it. And I always have a rule of thumb. Now, this isn't true all the time, but I usually say when a guy pulls away, it's usually, again, on average, at least a month before he returns, okay? It's at least a month. And there's three reasons I say that, and I have them written right here. Number one, he can't miss you yet because the process of missing you isn't created in such a short period of time, which kind of leads me to the second point, which is to formulate that, the idea of missing you, he has to see the contrast with and without you. But he can't do that, again, in under a month, I think. Now, he can maybe regret it in an impulsive sense, where it's like, oh shit, did I make the right decision? What was I doing? I was just angry. You know, and things like that. But if you're talking about a guy who's ignoring you and pulling away and he's losing interest and it kind of just drops off, and things like that, or just say you're tired of his bullshit and you cut him off and you're wondering if he's going to return, it usually doesn't happen before a month because of those two reasons. And the third one here is you have to understand that his brain is still in the frame of mind on initially why he pulled away or what it was like with you, right? And again, if he's the one who pulls away, he's still going to have the justification that made him pull away in his brain. It's sitting there. And it's not going to get diluted or empty out until, like I said with the other two bullet points, which is he has to know what it's like without you. Then he's going to have to contrast that. And then once he contrasts that's when the decision process starts to come in and he starts to realize, did I regret this decision? Or did I make the right decision at least, okay? So I wanted to touch on that first. Now, after that, let's say the guy does come back. What does it mean? Yes, there are times where a guy comes back and he's a good dude and he realizes that you were God's gift to women, or God's gift, or women too, maybe you're just that great, God's gift to women and men, and that he made a mistake. Okay, that he made a mistake and he wants you back because he can't get any better. Whatever it is, okay? Or maybe he just does like you, but he took you for granted and you're the one who pushed him away and he's like, okay, I'm sorry, whatever. However, if he's the one who pulls away and let's say he comes back after a month, or a month or more, I have an amazing saying that you probably heard me say all the time. No, it's not. If a guy likes you, he wouldn't put himself in a position to lose you. But it's, if you hear hooves, think horses, not zebras. And what this basically means is go towards the path of what's most logically able to explain what's happening. And in this sense, so here's my thought process as a guy, as a dating coach. If a guy comes back around, you have to remember context. You were talking to a guy who was, again, we're using the assumption that he's the one who pulled away. He pulled away from you. He's the one who is pulling away, who's not about it, who's ignoring you, who took you for granted, who lost interest, whatever it is. So let's just say you're already in a negative state right now. Like the odds are against you because this guy's like, I'm not having it. And he pulled away. So you're saying over this month of not talking to the guy, that that gap of him losing interest was able to close, and then all of a sudden a month of not talking to you without building attraction, without escalating, progressing, or building any type of rapport, he wakes up one day and there's a bunch of attraction manifested out of nowhere. right? And then he comes back crawling to you, realizing you're the one. That doesn't happen. Attraction doesn't just manifest out of just out of thin air. If it does, congratulations, you're fucking with demon magic. We don't do that here. We don't mess with demon magic. You know, that's some witchcraft shit. And it just doesn't unfold that way. And again, I'm not trying to ruin hope. I do think there are times where a guy regrets his decision. I do think there are times where a guy pulls away and realizes, I'm an idiot. What am I doing? This is a good thing. And maybe he just took a good thing for granted. That does happen. But like I said, think horses, not zebras. It's more logically, in my opinion, especially when the guy was originally pulling away to begin with, that if he comes back around after a month of not manifesting any type of attraction, that's usually for the assets. It's usually for the assets, ladies. It's just easier because you're what I call pre-qualified, right? It's easier to get it from you, someone who I know I can get it from, someone who I jumped through the loops with, someone who I messed around with, someone who I know who likes me, the person I ended it. I ended this as the guy. She didn't end it, so I can come back around and she might let me back in. That's number one. Number two, he knows that you're. Let me write. I wrote it down somewhere right here. He knows that you're like an insurance policy. Okay, so let's just say he does pull away for a little bit and things like that. He goes out, he has fun, he does his thing, he's playing the field. At the end of the day, he might come back to you, and you might think that's a great thing. He realizes, oh yeah, see, I am the best thing out there. No. That's not how it works, ladies. Don't listen. If there's anything you get from this video, if a guy has that state of mind, you're replaceable in his mind, okay? He just couldn't find something. But that doesn't mean he's going to stop looking. Your insurance policy. He's going to come back around, and then he's going to look again, okay? So the best thing I tell women to do in this situation is to cut the guy off and cut him off fast. That doesn't mean forever. I don't know how it's going to unfold. I wouldn't give a guy the time of day, but a lot of women make the mistake and they linger around, and then they wonder why a guy's decision-making process isn't really snappy. Like, it's not fast. It's not like why is he doing what he's doing? Doesn't he miss me? Well, no, because you're not giving him an opportunity to. How can he regret it if he knows he can still get you? It's not until there's a difference between pulling away and doing no contact and then actually convincing a guy. This is like the next layer shit. Convincing a guy like, oh man, I made the wrong decision with her. Like, I regret it, and not only do I regret it, I can't get her back. The worst feeling in the world. People think it's heartbreak. People think it's all these. It's regret. I'm telling you, regret, because that is self-made. That is man-made. That is something you've done yourself. You can't blame anyone but yourself. And usually, when you regret something, it's usually because you were in a better position previously, right? So, for example, if you had a job, you're like, I don't know, and then you go to another job, and then you hoping it's better, but this one's actually better, or you miss your friends or coworker, whatever, you regret it. It's usually because you were in a better position. But if you don't let this guy realize that by cutting his bitch ass off and doing your own thing, and having him regret it, he's not going to come back around. Why? Because there's no urgency. There's no threat. You're not going anywhere. He doesn't have to make the decision yet, okay? So that being said, ladies, there you go. Have fun. Take care. If you have not subscribed yet, please just click the red button below. I'll love you forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Bell notification if you want to get my videos right away. And if you want to work with yours truly or get my course, Attraction Academy, links are down below. Love you. Take care and peace.